Metal-Heads TV.
Hello Metalheads, we're in Düsseldorf at the Tube Club, together with Jenarchy and Shawna of One Woman. Thanks for having me here.
Thanks for having us.
And tour already started, the second show today, or third, and it was hell of a ride.
Yes, it's our second show of tour, but it was supposed to be our third. The first show, we couldn't make it because our van broke down on the side of a vineyard in the Champagne region of France. So we could have broken down in a worse place, but we still were there for hours and we missed the first show, and we're very sad about that, but we're ready to finally be playing for real, like being on tour, right? Second show. Here it's happening.
Second show, and what happened with your wristbands?
Oh, that's not our problem. That is
Wristband gate.
Yeah.
It's a big. They lost the wristbands.
Yeah, I guess some people just sweat more than others, so when they play their instruments, they need a wristband. So Sue and Brooks of our band, who went to go eat, they lost them last night in all the hullabaloo. But if that's the worst thing to happen in Paris, I think that we're doing pretty good.
They were heavy metal wristbands for playing guitar.
Okay. Let's talk about your band name, One Woman. As far as we get it here in Germany, there's a One Woman in the United States right now.
That's very true. Now, I, of course, believe that it is worldwide all the time. Things can always be better for women and trans folks and any gender like minority or marginalized person. But right now, there are people in power in the United States that are successfully taking away the rights of mostly women, but all kinds of folks, all kinds of people, that we'd already won. Rights that we already had, that we already gained, that we already fought for, protested for. People died for it. And they are starting to take them away. And it's very upsetting, and I don't know about you, but it's a nice break to be somewhere other than America right now.
Yeah.
Yep. As far as we see in the media, it's all about abortion or not allowed to do it. But I think there's more about it. Not only abortion, but
It's about them taking the judgments that have already been made by the Supreme Court, so federal rights, and throwing them back to the states to make that decision, which means they could also roll back gay marriage and other anti-oppression laws.
I mean, the weird thing is that if they follow the logic of this new ruling where they said the states decide abortion, it could apply to gay marriage. It could also apply to interracial marriage. So a black person and a white person are allowed to get married because it lives under the same law of not privacy. Is it privacy kind of?
Well, it would be precedent.
Yeah, but like there's this overarching thing where all these personal rights fall under this umbrella. And so right now they've just gone for abortion, but it could domino to all kinds of things, and that's why it doesn't make any sense.
They've said they're going for those other ones next.
I think this thing, racism, was decades ago, and now it's starting again.
I mean, racism has never gone away in America. It's a huge problem, but the idea that we would go back to, 30s, 40s, 50s version of racism seemed ridiculous, but every time we turn around, more ridiculous things that we didn't think were possible are happening.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's
scary. It's scary right now.
On the other hand, your last album.
Less scary.
Less scary?
A little scary, but
But it's 2 years old, and what about new material? I think now you have enough to write about.
We do. That's like a baby album, though, really. It didn't have it was born during the pandemic, so it feels like a fresh album that we're just starting to have a chance to tour for.
Yeah, so we're still wanting people to check this album out, and we're excited still to play these songs. We haven't played them that much, so we still want to play these songs. We're not tired of them yet.
We do have another album up our sleeves. It's not like we don't have more songs, but
Okay, well, I'm waiting for it. So, because I think in these times it's really important for bands like you to be there and say it out loud, scream it out loud, what's going wrong. And yeah.
Thank
Good.
you. Thank you. Yes, we want to. Yeah. Fuck it. Fuck that shit over there. Does that translate? Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
I think we should have a counterpart band that's a little bit nerdier, a little bit more judicial, who, like, we sing about what's fucked up, and then they sing about, here's what to do about it. Go to your local service and
Sign this petition. Write your representative. Yeah.
vote no on Bill 278.
Okay, one last thing. You wrote a book, Making Spaces Safer. What can you tell us about it?
The purpose of the book is to help people make any space that they're in more welcoming and more inclusive and more safe for people that often experience harassment just for who they are. So any kind of marginalized person, women, marginalized genders, different races, religions, classes, disabled people, all kinds of people, right, that experience harassment and discrimination. We want them to come to shows and feel good and have a chance to rock out, We want them to be able to go get go get a cup of coffee without someone hassling them, And so the book is for people to help with that, whether they work at the coffee shop or they're another customer or they're the person being harassed, like whatever your role is in these public spaces, I go through what you can do to interrupt that violence, to prevent it, and it's based on the last 8 years of me training venues and shops of all kinds to do this work. So it's based on real training, and I give away all my secrets, all the tips, they're all in this one place, so you don't have to hire me to do a training, you can just buy a cheap book.
Okay. Do you sell it on tour too, or?
Yeah, we have some tonight. I know what's really cool about it, and a lot of people like about the book, is it's very accessible. It's for regular people to learn this stuff. It's like public education, and it seems like just really smart, common sense stuff that you can do. And if we all, the more people that know that, and the more spaces that have that training or read that book, the better off we all are.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't go to university, so it's not fancy language. It's a regular book for regular people. Anyone can do it. Yeah.
Can it be, or am I right when I say it's not often bad intention from people doing or harassing other people?
I didn't catch that. One more time.
I mean, there may be people out there harassing people without knowing it.
Oh, yes. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So not intentional or out of bad intention. Just
There's ways you can make your spaces safer for people who maybe you haven't thought of. Yeah.
We all I don't know how you would say it here, but we often stick our foot in our mouth, right? Say the wrong thing. That everyone does that. I have done that. But anyone can mess up or just not know the right thing to say or do, and that's totally fine. But the key is to learn more, right? So that you don't mess up. Or when someone says, "Hey, you messed up," say, "You're right, I'm sorry," and then just do better. That's it. So no judgment. I try to keep the book judgment free because we're all coming at it at a different level, and that's okay. We want everyone to come along and help make any space fun for everyone, right?
One last thing.
Yeah.
For journalists like me, is it okay to say female-fronted or female rock band?
Oh, what do you think?
That's a good question. I guess it depends. My question back is, what other things could you say that would still tell people who would like that it's for them, but not have to genderize everything? I work with younger kids, and a lot of them who are coming up are just not so ingrained in gender. They are non-binary, they're trans. Like, it's a lot more common now. So I think that new language is coming, you know, that will just make more sense. But yeah.
Yeah, I go back and forth because I think it is a fact that war on women is female-fronted. Like, that's just a fact. I think the trouble is when you say, oh, they're female-fronted, to try to describe anything else about the band. You can't describe the music, who else is in the band, what we stand for, by just saying that one phrase. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Yeah, but if someone says, I want to listen to more bands with female singers, okay,
Live female voices.
yeah,
So-
then war on women, they're female fronted, there you go. You know, like, that makes sense to me, but I think people use it too much to try to lump every band with a woman in the same group, you know? And it's like, just because... I'm just thinking of when I was a kid, I dyed my hair red, and I was in a band, and so people said, you sound like Tori Amos. And I was like, because I have red hair? I don't sound anything like her, but that was the only other woman singer they could think of. And so, like, that's the problem. It's like, no, we're all different. We're all different.
Like, it's not offensive to you to be like, I'm in a female-fronted band. It's just not a genre. You know, the stickers that say female-fronted is not a genre. Like, it's fun to play with other bands that have people like you in it, but it could be wildly different sounds, wildly different genres. So there's a commonality if you identify as female, but not a sound, not a genre.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
Learn some more descriptive words for bands.
Yeah, people tend to do it in the easy way, like it always has been, so
Yeah.
we all have to learn.
Yeah, even us. There's always more to learn.
I don't know better words yet, and I want to know how to look for bands that are with people I like. I want to know where bands are with females, with lots of people. I want to know where bands are with queers, with trans people, with black people, but that's, again, not a genre. So how can we
Right.
say cool bands?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool bands, good bands, and I'm hoping for a good show tonight. And
Yeah, us too.
I'm sure you will do. So, thank you. And you out there, go buy the book, go to the shows, and
Yes.
have fun.
Thank
And
you.
Make spaces safer.
Do you say Auf Wiedersehen?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Wiedersehen.